Don't make excuses, guys, for BE. I know y'all are BE apologists or BE loyalists. Don't make excuses. He fucked up. He lied about Ethan Klein.
Been to me so far. If he's like demanding that I...
Oh, BadEmpanada has a... Oh, yeah, we got a new BadEmpanada just an hour ago. Now, HasanAbi at this point. Forget HasanAbi. We're going BE. Yo, he let go of the hoodie, yo. He took the hoodie, the gray hoodie off, right? And he knows what's up. Don't mess with the gray hoodie. Don't wear the gray hoodie. If you're not about that life. If you live in a prison, don't wear the gray hoodie.
Talk about how Ethan Klein was incredibly blatantly and obviously racist against Arabs in his debate with Hasan Piker, while his crew member and researcher Abdul, who likes to frame himself as like the only good Arab and a good representative of Arab people, sat there obediently, said nothing, and actually kept feeding Ethan Zionist talking points to spew. So there was a moment in this debate where Ethan Klein talked about...
Nah, fuck AB, bro. At this point, fuck AB. You work for ex-IDF. You work for Ethan Klein. We tried to be nice about y'all, but he keeps fighting the pro-Palestine people, bro. At this point, you're like the Arabs, the Arabic version of Ethan Klein. You're Ethan Klein, bro. Ethan Kleinistan, if that even makes sense.
Arabs in this very blatantly conspirational and despective way.
Enough gray hoodies, cultural appropriation.
In very much the same way that a Nazi conspiracy theorist would talk about Jews. You know, a Nazi would use terms like the Jews and talk about Jews as if they were one like hive mind collective working towards some sort of incredibly negative goal. And this is precisely how Ethan talks about Arabs. A lot of people have been focusing on Ethan's particular comment where he said the fucking Arabs. And he did say that, and that is racist in of itself. But beyond that, the fact that he keeps talking about the Arabs as this hive mind collective who are collectively responsible for what he framed as this uniform mass
fucking Arabs
expulsion of Jews by the Arabs is even worse than that. So let me show you the clip here.
900,000 Jews, approximately 700 to 900,000, were forced to become Zionists, not by choice.
What is this guy even, bro? This Ethan guy, what is he? What is him? What is he? Oh, no. Nah. I wish Ethan Klein is immortal, bro. Thank you, Ethan Klein. You are my best friend. I hope he's immortal, bro, so we can just feed off him for like decades, bro. Get that Ethan Klein bag. Thank you, Ethan Klein. Alhamdulillah. You get me?
But because they were forced out, the vast majority went to fucking Arabs. The Arabs.
Okay, Arabs. I've never heard Arab pronounced like that in my life, okay? I've heard Arabs from George W. Bush. This is a new one. Arab. What is this?
Arab, the anti-Semitic Arabs.
There you go.
There you go. What? That's my point.
Here's a further demonstration of this.
And I don't know if your audience gets this as well, but what you just said earlier is not an accurate reflection of history. It's just pure racism.
How do you know that?
How
do you know that it's not real?
Shifting the blame over to the entirety.
Let the man fucking talk.
Blame
of every single one of these Arab countries.
Absolutely. Who
their
else kicked
own
them
version
out?
of pan-Arabic nationalism.
Okay, so in this situation, a good test is to take these words and shift them about a little bit. What would Ethan Klein think if someone was to say, someone who he doesn't like at least, was to say, the fucking Jews forced the Palestinians to become violent? Or something like that. And then he kept going on to say, it was the Jews who did it. It was the Jews. It was the blame of the Jews. Because that is absolutely one-to-one analogous with what he's saying here. Except in my case, the historical facts are actually accurate. And just regarding the historical facts, I'm going to be releasing another video later this week that specifically covers that. I don't want to cover that too in depth here, but in summary, Ethan tries to frame this as some sort of like uniform expulsion by the Arabs of the Jews, because he wants to justify the Nakba, which by the way happened before this, by claiming that it was merely a response by Jewish victims to what was done to them by this Arab collective. and therefore legitimize the mass expulsion and genocide of
Arabs.
Palestinians by Zionists by Israel. It's an attempt to equate Palestinian with Iraqi, Yemeni, whatever other Arab country that he alleges expelled the Jews in order to say, well, what do you expect? They did it to them, and all they did was respond to it by doing it back to them, when the Palestinians had nothing to do with whatever happened to the Jews in those other countries, because a Palestinian is not an Iraqi. The Arabs is not a thing. And again, I'll be going into more depth on that.
Yeah, you gotta be racist. It's like saying, yo, I just got back from a 1 week holiday in Africa. Like, which part of Africa? Do you cover the whole of Africa in 1 week, bro? Do you know what Africa is? That's racist as hell, bro. Racist. What do you mean Arabs? There's all kinds of Arabs, bro. Why is this something you have to tell people in 2025, bro? Does he think the Arabs are like the people in Aladdin or some shit? Like, what is this racism, bro? Is this guy stuck in the 80s watching Rambo movies and Disney movies about Arabs? Does he think Arabs all look like Aladdin? Like, what is this? It's 2025. We don't have to... Does he think the Arabs are just one people, bro? Just united? Bro, the Saudis are practically Israel. The only Arabs fighting the evil Israel is the Yemenis, the poorest Arab in the world. Make it make sense.
Later this week. But here I want to zero in on the way that Ethan Klein talks about Arabs here. It's one thing to say, I guess Arabs did it. That would still be very questionable because historically Arabs did it. I mean, that's a weird way to talk about it, right? I want to say like Iraqi Arabs who held power expelled the Jews, because just saying Arabs expelled the Jews doesn't make much sense because there was no such thing as this uniform expulsion carried out by some Arab collective. It was individual countries enacting these oppressive policies on Jews of their own volition, of their own accord, independent.
You see how this makes no sense? Can we start? That's anti-Semitism, right? Do we get to attack Jewish people now because of Israel? This is Ethan Klein's logic, right? This is his logic. Arabs.
Over a very long period of time, by the way, but all of which happened after the Nakba, and which they very famously tried to rectify in 1975 by inviting the expelled Jews to come back and get their property back and everything. But the point is, the way that he uses this term, the Arabs, it's literally the same as how a Nazi would use the term the Jews. He frames them as like this collective hive mind conspiring to enact bad things upon us. And using a term like the fucking Arabs just sort of drives that home.
But what does he mean, us? Is he an Arab? Is BadEmpanada is Arab? Is BadEmpanada an Arabs? I thought he was an Aussie, bro. Aussie, oi, oi, oi. I thought he was an Aussie or an Argentinian. I thought he was Lionel Messi, bro. Why is he saying us? Is BadEmpanada? Oh, this is a scandal, bro. BadEmpanada is Arabs. Why did he say us, Lizzie? He said us.
Collective hive mind conspiring to enact bad things upon us. And using a term like the fuck.
Okay. He was quoting. Okay, he was quoting Ethan Klein. He is Aussie. Oi, oi.
Doesn't it? Like, imagine someone talking about these things in regards to Palestine, for example, in the way that Ethan talked about this so fluidly, like it just came out from him so naturally. Let's say that someone was to say, the fucking Jews forced the Palestinians to become violent, as I said earlier, but now with all the context that I've just given you. As in, not just saying Jews forced Palestinians out, because it's true that some Jews did that, you know, the ones who were in Israel, the Zionists there at the time, most of whom were from Europe, not from Arab countries, they factually did expel and genocide the Palestinians. That really did happen. But to say the fucking Jews did it, as if Jews are like this one hive mind, this one collective, all collectively responsible for it. And not just that, but also, you know.
Is it just me or did the mic get higher, bro? I swear down it was a bit lower the other day. Now, it used to be around here on the level of his nose, and now it's on his eyes, bro. Soon it's just gonna be on his head and he's gonna talk out of his brain, bro. Yo, it's gonna be his brain. Try to let people know you are still... thank you, Lizzie. Yeah, I got disconnected, and it's a mystery because I checked my ping and I am still connected to the internet. I'm just not, I don't know, man. It's like I'm still connected to the internet, but I'm not connected to web. Yeah, soon he's just gonna put the microphone on the brains on his head and he's gonna talk straight from his brain, bro. Straight to the microphone. He's gonna he's not even gonna talk, bro. His lips are not gonna move. He's just gonna go straight from the brain to the microphone. And you know, in about a few weeks, there's not even going to be a microphone. There's just going to be a device that's connected straight to his brains and that's going to transmit his thoughts to the internet, bro. It's wild.
The fucking Jews, that's very different, isn't it? That's extremely different from just saying Jews did it, or more accurately saying Zionist Jews did it, or Israeli Jews did it, or just Israelis, or just Zionists did it. Ethan Klein doesn't make that sort of clarification. He doesn't say the Iraqis did it, or the Iraqi Arabs did this. No, he just says the Arabs did this. Ethan Klein doesn't make that sort of thing. He doesn't say Arab Iraqis did this. He just says straight up, the Arabs did this. The fucking Arabs are to blame. And just to be clear, the fact that he tries to blame the Nakba, which happened before expulsions of Jews in these other countries, on the Arabs is absolutely insane. As if Zionists were forced to do this, like they went in a time machine and did the Nakba, which happened before this, in response to that, and as if it would even like justify that to like expel and genocide this entirely different group of people and take their houses because you were expelled from an entirely different country. Does that make sense? It doesn't, does it? But I'll be going over that in more detail in the video that I'm releasing on this topic later in this week. My main point of this video is that Ethan Klein talks about Arabs in the way that a neo-Nazi talks about Jews. Once you see it, you can't not see it.
Exactly.
And these sorts of tropes, like this collective Arab, like hive mind identity thing that Ethan Klein talks about here, are being weaponized in this very day by people who ironically proclaim themselves as like staunch fighters against anti-Semitism, like Ethan Klein. He weaponizes Nazi-style tropes against Arabs in order to justify factual, actual, currently, present day, ongoing genocide against Arabs, which he in this very debate pretended that he acknowledges as a genocide. It's like a Nazi proclaiming himself to be against the Holocaust and then going on to talk about the atrocities of the fucking Jews. It's absurd. So I just want to note as well, importantly, the role of the Every Podcast crew in enabling this, particularly one particularly horrible member of the crew, Abdul Ayad, currently in Los Angeles, California, previously from Dearborn, Michigan.
Ooh.
He also goes by the screen name Star Killer with an...
He's coming for AB, bro. AB, Abdul Ayad, Star Killer. Star Killer, bro. Yeah, I think I'm back live on YouTube, but yeah, I lost all the viewers. It is what it is. This is why I hate YouTube, bro. Oh no, we got an NPC in the house. Yo, NPC, stop trying to promote view bots. Instead, start fighting Israeli NPCs, NPC, stop promoting view bots. Go rally all the NPCs and start fighting Israeli NPCs.
An A, not an E. And he also goes by the nickname AB. This guy himself made an extremely racist video the day after this debate in which he denounced another Arab as a barbarian who does not conform to Zionist standards of what an Arab should be and who thus needs to be denounced as a disgusting barbarian. So let's check that out. Before we watch this, I want to be clear here on Abdul Ayad's role in this podcast. Abdul is a researcher. Like, his job is to sit there and send articles to Ethan, which Ethan receives on his own little laptop, and then Ethan recites. So whenever you see Ethan like recite an Israeli propaganda article verbatim.
So when that moment when Ethan was like talking with Sam Seder and they were talking about some other stuff, and then just randomly out of nowhere, Ethan goes, you know, Sam, there's no bomb shelters in Gaza, right? That was AB. That was not Hila Klein. That was not Hila, but they stink the whole place, Klein. That was AB. You're telling me that was AB. What happened to Twitch? First time I've been clicked by a man cat. Yo, Viking Leslie, what are you even talking about? Yeah, I'm back, Ramirez. 3 puntos like Spider, Holmes. 3 puntos. Cinderella, find yourself a fella. Yeah, I'm back because YouTube, fuck YouTube, bro. I got disconnected by the internet. Did AB, I don't know much about AB, but since BE is on this AB propaganda, we gonna have to ride that train. Pause. You shut the Twitch stream. Oh, okay, ADHD rant. Yeah, man. Maybe the Zios are onto us.
There's a very high chance that Abdul here has sent it to him. And Abdul is someone who constantly claims to be pro-Palestinian, anti-Israel. He's a staunch advocate for the Palestinian people.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
And then he sits there in silence as he's
Yeah, the features. I might be from Malaysia. I may or may not. I may or may not be from Malaysia. Gabish?
Says stuff like the fucking Arabs, as his boss just spouts Israeli propaganda verbatim, saying nothing about it, not opposing it at all. He has absolutely nothing to say about it. But what he does have is a lot of heat for what he sees as bad Arabs. Not good Arabs like himself, but bad Arabs. Ones who are actually really pro-Palestine. Ones who call out the shit that his boss says and does to advocate for the genocide of Palestinians. Check this out.
You're doing a good job, man. You're doing a good job. You know, I'm sure Zionists love you. I'm sure they love you as an example.
You've been to Penang? Yeah, big up Malaysia. Amazing country. Big up features for being in Penang. Now, by the way, the YouTube crew, you probably missed it, but we were talking about how BE's mic placement is getting higher by the day. Like yesterday it was here, now it's here, and soon it's gonna be here on his brain, and the mic is gonna be soon in a few weeks connected directly to his brain. He's not gonna be speaking anymore. He's gonna transmit his thoughts on Ethan Klein straight to some kind of device, and it's gonna pop out straight on your internets. Okay, that's what we were talking about. Where were we? Where was AB?
Arab. Ones who are actually really pro-Palestine. Ones who call out the shit that his boss says and does to advocate for the genocide of Palestine.
Amazing food, exactly. That's Malaysia, bro. And you got to go to the other states as well. Because Penang is nice, but there's other states with different kinds of food. There's the East Coast. There's Ipoh, where Ian Miles Chong lives. There's Mua in the South. Every state has different kinds of food, bro. Malaysia is a food haven. Come to Malaysia, and if you come to Malaysia, use my affiliate link. Nah, I'm just kidding. If only I make money out of everyone who comes to Malaysia because of me.
Palestinians, check this out.
You're doing a good job, man. You're doing a good job. You know, I'm sure Zionists love you. I'm sure they love you as an example of us Arabs being fucking barbaric. As every fucking person on the internet and every person in the world wants to prove that we're nothing but fucking barbaric animals. You're doing a great job, man. You're doing a great job.
Okay, so that is Abdul right there, known as AB.
What was that?
Denouncing another Arab for not conforming to Zionist standards of what a good Arab should be. Now, to be clear, a Zionist standard of what a good Arab should be is dead, enslaved, or at least on the other side of the point of that, not that problem anymore. So he's basically saying there that you are a barbaric Arab if you at all are actually opposed to them, if you call them out or anything, if you're not just obedient and silent as he is in every single H3 podcast episode, if not openly, because he does actually speak up quite a bit to like be a token Arab.
Yo, BadEmpanada is cooking AB, yo. BE is cooking AB. And BC is watching it.
For Ethan's Zionist propaganda. This man, to be very clear, he sat there in silence as Ethan went on that unhinged rant about the fucking Arabs. He said absolutely nothing.
Arabs.
In fact, you can bet that during that moment before and after it, he was straight up sending Ethan Klein Zionist propaganda articles to read verbatim uncritically, which attempted to justify the genocide of Palestinians, who, you know, are Arab. But hey...
Yo, this how does BE even... Like, the mic is blocking his vision. The mic is literally blocking his vision. How is he even seeing this guy, bro? Like, I can't even with this. The mic is blocking his eyes. Bro, it's wild, bro. BE is wild. Why is the mic blocking his vision? Peripheral vision. He won't be able to see his peripherals. What if the Zios come attacking from the right side? The mic is blocking the peripheral vision. He won't get to see the Zio assassin coming from the right side, bro. B is wild, bro.
You know, he's one of the good ones. He's showing the Zionists that Arabs aren't all barbaric. His aim seems to be the last one standing, the last...
He wants to be a pirate, but he doesn't have an eye patch, so he uses a mic. Now that's wild.
One to be killed, the last one enslaved, the last one murdered, the last one expelled. He's going to show them that Arabs...
Dandelion. Nah, Lizzie, you got to be careful with Dandelion, bro. She's a Viking Leslie. She's trying to hit on you. Reminds me of those settlers, who wear their assault rifles while making scrambled eggs in case an Arab walks in on them out of nowhere. Yeah, these Al-Qassam move like ghosts, bro. Stealthy.
Can be what they want them to be, obediently expelled and marginalized for the benefit of the Israeli Zionist ethno-supremacist state. Good on you, man. It's just obscenely racist to use Zionist standards for what constitutes barbaric or not barbaric from an Arab.
What do they call him? The house Arab.
Against an Arab person. Honestly, that is absurd. And that he sits self-righteously in his bathtub, slurring drunk through his veneer, saying that is just comical. It's not even offensive. No one could be offended by this guy. His job is already to sit there obediently, totally in the control of a...
Yeah, we have a name for that. It's a house Arabs.
5'5" Zionist stick figure high on
5'5". Who's 5'5"? Ethan? Holy F. Ethan is 5'5". You learn new things every day. That kind of makes sense. Big up all the short kings, but y'all are wildin', bro. He's 5'5". I did not know that Ethan is 5'5", bro. Big up all my short kings, but y'all are wildin' sometimes, bro. Y'all go crazy. You have so much to prove, Ethan. Ethan Short King Klein, bro. Either Short Zio King, bro. Make it make sense. No wonder he's so conflicted, bro. No wonder he's all over the place. He's 5'5". Holy F. So much to prove. He has to prove to Hila that he's a Zio. He has to prove to Hasan that he's... I don't know what he has to prove to Hasan, but he's more obsessed with Hasan than he is with his own family, bro. He's like, Hila, I'm a Zio, Hila. Believe me, Hila, I'm a Zio. But you stink the place up, Ethan. I don't think you're a Zio, Ethan. You're not a real Zio, Ethan. You call me a terrorist, Ethan. Kalel, no, why you call me a terrorist, Ethan? Why you call me a Satan? No, Hila, I'm actually a real Zio. What, Hasan, I'm actually pro-Palestine, Hasan. I'm pro-Palestine. Bro, he's a short king. That explains a lot, bro. Yeah, I remember that, bro, when his time was, there was fire coming out the window and I'm thinking of Hasan, bro. I get it. Hasan is a pretty boy. I get it completely. Like, I watch Hasan too. But this is different, bro. There's a fire in your window and you're thinking about a big Turkish man and his armpits. Make it make sense. Now it makes sense. He's a 5'5" short king. Now it makes sense. Now everything makes sense. When he's standing up and Hasan is standing up, he's looking straight at Hasan's bowels. When I met you last night, baby. Bro is looking straight at Hasan's bowels. DJ E. Zidek. Bro is looking, he's 5'5". He's a short king. Holy F, now everything becomes crystal clear.
On a Zempic all the time. Getting offended by him is kind of impossible. What he said was offensive, but taking it from him, you just can't really get offended by it because he's already so pathetic. Like, Ethan Klein himself is beyond pathetic, and this guy is even more pathetic. Abdul has previously complained that I called him a house slave.
Ethan Klein, 5'5". I think BE's, let me see.
Totally in the control of a 5'5" Zionist stick figure high on a Zempic.
Ethan Klein, sis. Yo, big up for the donation. Let me read this out. Doritos, big up for the donation. Big up Doritos, Vatos Locos, Forever Home, La Onda, La Raza, Claro. Big up for the donation. I'm going wild, bro, ever since I found out that Ethan is 5'5". Now it makes sense. Let's Google something, bro. Okay, wait, I'm asleep. I'm lying down right now. Give me a moment. I need to Google something, bro, right? I need to Google something. Like, where did this window go? Let me, Ethan Klein and HasanAbi in a photo. You do have here all the Raza, La Raza. What a language, bro. What a language. I don't know the language, but what a language. Blood in, blood out. We need that picture of, I swear down, there's a picture of them together, bro. Oh, man. Nah, this picture does not make sense. This picture, Hasan has to be standing back in this one. Not this one, bro. No. Hasan is standing back in this one, bro. Is he? Maybe he doesn't, and that Giardia his got wasn't from the dog shitting on the floor at all. Not this picture, bro. There's a picture. This is not real. You can't be 5'5" and be this tall next to Hasan, bro. No effing way. There's one picture I know of him looking short as hell. Short King. This is Zio Short King, bro. Nah. I know there's a picture somewhere out there where they're standing next to each other and you can see the feet. No Quentin Tarantino, but you can see the feet. Short King over here, bro. 5'5". Holy F. I think he's 5'10". Yo, Lizzie. Don't bring history propaganda here, bro. He's not 5'10". Destiny, Ethan's boss is, Destiny looks short anyway. All these people are short kings. Like, I guess Asmongold is tall. That's why he seems a bit unbothered. Nah, we can't find a picture. I know there's a picture. He can't be 5'10", Lizzie. Abstiny is a weird-looking hobbit. Anyway, where were we? Here's him beside Stavros, who's like 5'7". Let me see this picture. Okay, Lizzie might be right. It looks like they're about this. Lizzie might be right. He's 5'10". BadEmpanada lied to us, bro. He gave us false hope, okay? BadEmpanada lied to us. He gave us false hopes. He said Ethan was 5'5". I don't think he's 5'5" now, because if Stavros is 5'7", he can't be 5'5", bro. Okay. 5'10". Okay, he might be 5'10". Lizzie, you're right. BadEmpanada is lying, bro. Fucking BadEmpanada, bro. You see, the mic is not high enough because this man is lying. Ethan is not 5'5".
Big all the time. Getting offended by him is kind of impossible. What he said was offensive, but taking it from him, you just can't really get offended by it because he's already
some books. This motherfucker does not have books, bro. High heels, okay? Oh, man. Can we agree that Lizzie is right, but Ethan lied and standing on the footstool? BE is a historian, not a mathematician. That's wild. Yo, BE, do not connect the mic to your brain. Your brain does not work. He's not 5'5", BE.
Pathetic, like Ethan Klein.
Yo, the title of this clip is BE lies about Ethan Klein. Let me make a note. Okay, let me make a note. When I clip this one, BE lies about Ethan Klein. BE caught lying about Ethan Klein. Okay, that's gonna be the title of the video. Okay.
Self is beyond pathetic, and this guy is even more pathetic. Abdul has previously complained that I called him a house slave. Ethan Klein constantly brings up that I called him a house slave as if, like, that's just transparent.
Nah. Bob. Don't make excuses for BE. He fucked up. That's going to be the title of the video. BadEmpanada lies about Ethan Klein. Nah, don't try to make excuses with the metric system. The US uses this system, that system. Now, he said what he said. He said 5'5", okay? This whole video is BE trying to bait Ethan and sowing division into the history. Yeah, offensive to house slaves. Anyway,
apparently self-evidently wrong. I want to take that back, though, and I want to deeply apologize for what I said to house slaves, because it's a completely
I was drinking, bro, when he said that. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? I almost sprayed water everywhere. No homo. I almost sprayed the water everywhere. This guy, bro. No, I know about the metric system. I use the metric system. Don't make excuses, guys, for BE. I know y'all are BE apologists or BE loyalists. Don't make excuses. He fucked up. He lied about Ethan Klein. That's going to be the title of the video, and don't even try to change my mind. Ethan is 4'10". He stands on top of AB in every photo. He stands on top of an Arab. I think it's bait. He calls Ethan short and make Ethan address it. Now Ethan has to make a whole content nuke. I'm not short. Hila, what height am I? Hila. What? I'm not short, Hila. Hila, I'm AB. I'm not short, right? Dan, I'm not short. I'm not short, King. AB, I'm not short, right? Everyone who uses the metric, please do not discuss mathematics. It's early morning, bro. America is wild, okay? Let's continue with BE, bro.
That's comparison. AB Ayad is not like a house slave. House slaves were forced into that position. They might have been privileged and treated
Holy F, you nailed it. What is going on? Saying Ethan is 5'5" is anti-symmetric. What is going on, people? We have reached the depths of the internet. We have reached the dark web, people. Yo, Bob, what the hell, bro? Don't do me like this. I'm trying to focus. Ethan kept saying he wanted BE to say something provably false so he can sue him for defamation. And it would be so funny if Ethan was saying he was short. Yo, the lawyer going, in this statement, Mr. BadEmpanada claims that BE, Ethan Klein, my client Ethan Klein, is 5'5", when in fact my client is 5'10". BadEmpanada, can you provide? Holy F is wild, bro. No, they bring a measuring tape to the court to show the judge how tall Ethan is, bro. Oh no. Everybody's in the court. Sam Cedar is in there, Hasan, and they bring the measuring tape. Everybody's trying to make a serious face. Arabs, Your Honor, my client is 5'10". Holy F, we're going wild out here, bro. Yeah, the Zios are wilding out. We can't take these people seriously, bro. Anyway.
Better than other slaves, but ultimately they were still slaves. They didn't really have that much of a choice in the matter.
Who said anti-symmetric Bob? Let me just highlight it.
Abi Ayad is not a slave. Abi Ayad is an employee. He can quit his job and go get another job. So he's not like a house slave at all. He's also not like a couple.
Wait, I gotta rewind that part that got me. When BE was apologizing.
Abi Ayad is not like a house. Pathetic, and this guy is even more pathetic. Abdul Ayad has previously complained that I called him a house slave. Ethan Klein constantly brings up that I called him a house slave as if that's just transparently, self-evidently wrong. I want to take that back though, and I want to deeply apologize for what I said to house slaves, because it's a completely unapt comparison. Abi Ayad is not like a house slave. House slaves were forced into
PTSD.
that position. They might have been privileged and treated better than other slaves, but ultimately they were still slaves. They didn't really have that much of a choice in the matter. Abi Ayad is not a slave. Abi Ayad is an employee. He can quit his job and go get another job. So he's not like a house slave at all. He's also not like a capo. Because ultimately, capos, while they did betray their fellow concentration camp inmates, they were still concentration camp inmates. AB is not an inmate, he's not a slave, he's there by choice. If there is a term to use for someone like him who does this by choice, for collaborators like this, none of them come to the top of my head right now, so I'd like to coin one here. Abi Ayad is an Abi Ayad. This is the new hot term.
What the hell? Abi Ayad is an Abi Ayad.
Collaborators just like him. Now, he said in the past, hey man, I'm just trying to feed my family. What I'm doing here is morally neutral. I'm just doing this for the money or whatever. If you were doing this for the money, then why are you, on your own volition, making a video in a bathtub where you accuse other Arabs of being barbaric for not conforming to the Zionist standards of what an Arab should be, which is dead?
It's probably because Hila Clan told him to.
Obviously, you're totally in on this, and it wouldn't be okay even if you are just sitting there meekly for a paycheck, because you'd still be enabling this. He tries to frame himself as like a poor working class man desperate to put food on the table for his starving family. He's making 6 figures minimum off this. Not even to count like the other social media money that he makes off.
Bro, mans are making 6 figures minimum for chat GPTing for Ethan Klein, bro. Giving Ethan Klein the worst Zio NPC talking points, bro. Holy F.
The fame that he has generated from this podcast. He could leave at any time. He could quit at any time. He doesn't though, because he likes to be there. He likes to be the token Arab. He likes to be the smiling Arab face to Ethan Klein's genocidal Zionist propaganda. He likes to be the smiling Arab face to sit there obediently as Ethan Klein rants about
Quisling. Quisling doesn't sound offensive, bro. It just sounds like something from Old English. You know, Douglas Murray. I caught you quisling by the courtyard yesterday. Was that you, Douglas Murray? Were you quisling with the pigeons? That's what it sounds like, bro. It doesn't sound offensive. We need a offensive one. I'm all. Is this on Twitch as well with a different video on screen? I don't know what's happening in this world, bro, at this point. Quisling. Quisling sounds a bit inoffensive, you know? It's like something Douglas Murray would say, you know? I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
The fucking Arabs. As if they're a hive mind collective, like how a neo-Nazi would talk about the Jews. There is no insult for this position that I know of. There is nothing that I would...
He's a dumb bitch.
used to aptly describe someone in the situation that he is in. He's a collaborator, sure, but that's not an insult. It's just sort of a statement of fact. And he and Ethan will complain that I'm saying this about him. They'll say to Hasan, oh my god, but he called AB a house slave, he called him a collaborate, all of this stuff. You never actually explain why that's wrong.
Bro, these people are wild, bro. They're really going to Hasan, this is what BadEmpanada says about me. Hasan, what is going on, bro? They're going to Hasan and saying, this is what BadEmpanada is saying, but he's calling AB a house slave. AB is a house slave. I mean, he's not technically. He's a Quislington. AB is a Quislington, bro. Quislington, where was it? A traitor. Just call him a traitor who collaborates with an enemy. You know what? We have a better term for it in Malaysia. Barwa, bro. Barwa. Let me write it down, bro. This is what we call these traitors, bro. Barwa. Okay? Musibat, lahanat, hanjing. This is what we call traitors. Barwa. And that's what it sounds like when you call them. Barwa. Barwa. That's what we call AB. And AB is even in the word barwa, bro. AB is a barwa. He's a traitor.
They can't explain why he's not those things. Because he is those things. I can explain why he's not.
Musibat means catastrophe in Arabic. Yeah, we use the word as well. Musibat, just to describe a barwa, bro. Fuck these hoes. He's a dumb bitch. That's what he is, AB. Have you heard AB trying to insult people in Arabic to sound cool? Yeah, if you got the clip, like I haven't been, AB hasn't been in my crosshair. I'm trying to be Falcatrua also sounds cool. Barwa, Falcatrua. Okay, pinche mamon, pinche puto. You get me? Pendejo. That's what he is. Vende patria. Let's break out all the words, bro. Musibat. Aduh. Anyway, where were we, bro? This AB guy, he hasn't been in my crosshair. This AB guy, he hasn't been in my crosshair. Because I'm trying to give this guy the benefit of the doubt, right? I mean, you got to get that bag. We're all trying to get that Ethan Klein bag over here. I understand it, bro. I understand it. Damn, Gat, your Spanish is really good. That's because I watched Blood In, Blood Out. That's the only reason. And those are the only Spanish words I know. Other than Donde está el baño. Those are the only Spanish words I know. I swear down, maybe one day I'm going to learn Spanish. Because I've been in Spain and it's amazing. I've been in Spain and it's amazing. Okay. Anyway, where was I? This AB guy, bro. This AB Barua, bro. This AB Musibat. This pendejo. Nah, I ain't on the Duolingo grind. This AB guy, bro, he wasn't on the crosshairs, but now he is. Like, you try to give this guy benefit of the doubt. He goes, free Palestine. He goes like that. But at this point, you got to be complicit, right? Okay?
House slave, I already did. He's worse than a house slave. Way worse. But they'll never try. They'll never try to refute me. They'll just repeat.
Yeah, a house slave has no choice. AB chooses to side with the oppressor, bro. He's a barua, bro. He's a tali barut. He's a barua. He's a traitor, okay? He's a dumb bitch. In the words of Ethan Klein, he's a dumb bitch. He's like Douglas Murray. Douglas Murray may not be an Israeli, but he's got an Israeli inside of his butthole. That's what AB is.
What I said, as if it's self-evidently wrong, as if you shouldn't be allowed to say it. Yet I can explain perfectly, precisely how it's accurate. So, yeah, Ethan Klein talks about the Arabs in the way that a neo-Nazi talks about the Jews. And this is extremely worrying and terrible because these sorts of conspiracy theories, these sorts of anti-Semitic tropes are literally being weaponized against Palestinians right now to justify genocide. And that is what Ethan Klein is doing here by spreading them. And that is what AB Ayad is helping to enable by sitting there obediently as Ethan Klein does this, as the smiling Arab face, signing off on Ethan Klein's genocidal Zionist propaganda. Not just signing off on it, but actively sending him Zionist propaganda articles to parrot to justify the genocide. So yeah, what else is there to say about these people? Be on the lookout throughout the rest of this week for me debunking Ethan Klein's disgusting Zionist propaganda that he spread all the way throughout this debate with Hasan. Thanks to all of you, except Abdul Ayad.
Yeah, BE just kills me, bro. Because he says every single thing with a straight face, with his mugshot face looking straight at you. Now, how is BadEmpanada funnier than Joe Rogan, bro? Make it make sense. How is BadEmpanada funnier than Joe Rogan and Douglas... No, not Douglas Murray. And Ethan Klein combined? How is BadEmpanada funnier than Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan is an actual professional comedian. Make it make sense. He's Lebanese American. Yeah, that's what who AB is. Clearly more culturally American than Lebanese. Lebanese people are a bit zesty, no? Isn't Austin Show half Lebanese? AB is literally just Austin Show, bro.